Do I have any examples of log lines for novels that are not science fiction and fantasy? My name is Gina. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. I do often fall back on science fiction and fantasy most often because that is a space that I work in every single day and it's the things that I get excited about. And so that's what I tend to go to, but that is obviously a very small piece of the market. Most of the market is literary fiction. Actually, most of the market is nonfiction, but if we are talking within the fiction space, most of the market is literary fiction. And those stakes are going to be quieter, but those are also the best-selling books every single year are literary fiction. This is where most of the market is, and so yes, quieter stakes, less hooky, less high concept log lines. The query letter is going to feel a little bit quieter. I often have clients that are like, oh my gosh, I'm writing genre romance. I don't feel like my query has enough of a hook. But the people who are looking for romance, they are not looking for save the world, fates of nations, high concept stuff. They want to connect with the character and they want to connect with your words on the page. They are expecting something that feels a little bit quieter. They work in that space on purpose because that's the stuff that they love. Mean that these books don't have their own log lines, that they cannot be pitched. Obviously, they got pitched because they got published. So let's look at the log lines or the pitch concepts that come from some recent best-selling literary novels that are not high concept, hooky genre, science fiction, fantasy. I don't work in this space, so I might say some of these authors' names wrong, and I'm Enemy of Souls is set in 1968 Southern Virginia, in which a white and black lawyer must work to get their wrongfully accused black defendant acquitted during in an unjust racial system. That's the pitch for this. That is not super high concept. We do not have pirates. We do not have fairies. We do not have like X meets Y. We have a character that we are connecting to, and we have a hook and a Moriarty's Nine Perfect Strangers, which was so successful that it was turned into a Hulu series movie. It was turned into something, and it was but the pitch here is 9 people gather at a remote health resort. Some are here to lose weight, some are here to get a reboot on life, and some are here for reasons they can't even admit to themselves. None of them could imagine just how challenging the next 10 days were going to be. Pico's upcoming novel is By Any Other Name, and the logline on it is 2 women centuries apart, both of whom have to hide behind a name other than their own. And its Mostly Dead Things is a story of taxidermy, love, and grief set in otherworldly Florida. It is a completely contemporary novel about taxidermy, love, and grief. There has no fantastical elements, but calling Florida otherworldly really gives you a sense of how strange and unsettling this novel. You can go back and look at some of the classics. If you look at Les Miserables, this is a story of a criminal who breaks his parole so that he can reinvent himself as a pillar of a community and dedicate his life to doing what is right, and the police officer who pursues him across the country and across the decades. So even though a story doesn't necessarily have a big fantastical hook or a high concept to it, it can still have a log line. There are still things at stake, even if they are very intimate, very quiet, very character driven.